So I thought I'd let you know about the Black Friday sale that I'm having right now. So everything was already 50% off, but because of Black Friday, with a minimum of $20 purchase, get an extra 20% off with code 20OFF. So that's a total of 70% off on everything in our shop, and it ends on Monday. Hi everyone, it's Nicole, and I'm here to work on day 25, 26, 27, and 28. This is the only one that's going to have 4 days because I do the full 35 days. I don't, or 35 days, 31 days. I don't do just the first 25 because for us there's a lot of stuff that goes on like beyond day 25 because we have like extended families, so we'll go and do stuff with other families, and so I want to document everything. Plus Mason has usually like hockey tournaments like the 28th 29th of December, so I want to make sure that I document those. Plus I like to document New Year's Eve. I like to do that, and there's I think 1 year did I document January 1st? I might have or didn't. I can't remember. But you could even do January 1st because that's also part of the holidays, right? So I'm just going to show you a little bit here, but this is some of our new digital files, some poinsettias, and we have them in an array of colors. So we have them that they have different colors. And the reason that I wanted different colors is because when you make your December daily, if you're like me, you don't just choose one color. So I've had so many people say, oh, where did you get those peppermints? Where did you get, this or that? So what I'm going to do, which probably by the time this video goes up, it'll already be up on my YouTube channel, but I'm going to show you some of our, most of our files, maybe not all the colors, but all the different digital files that we have for Christmas. So that video should be just a couple before this one, but I'll name it Christmas Digital Files so that you can see all the different digital files that we have, and we plan on making quite a few more before the end of the season. So I have to say, day 25 is probably the day that took me the longest. I think just day 25 took me over an hour. So I don't know if it was because I was like, oh, this is Christmas Day. I got to make this page, super special. And I was just kind of moving stuff around. But another thing that I can do, because day 25 is probably the day that you're probably going to add the most pictures. So what I might do for day 25 is actually add an extra page, like an extra page protector right across from it, and I can basically fill it with pictures, or I can just add a few of the backgrounds, like the 4x6 and 3x4, and just add a few embellishments and that kind of thing. But I have that open to me, because of day 25. I know that's when we do the most of our, opening gifts and all that stuff. And actually, day 24 too, usually we play a lot of games and that kind of stuff. So I have that option open to me that I can certainly add another page on those 2 days where I can add way more pictures. So I think if I would have thought of that before I did that page, I actually just thought of that right now as I'm doing this video or the voiceover. It would have taken some of that pressure off and not have to, think, what can I do to make sure that I can make the most of day 25. So add another page on any of those. If, with some extended families, you do your Christmas a week before, do a 2-page spread there of the same day and add a ton of pictures. But the fact that I have all 31 days all done with a foundation page, even if I have to do a few of them that I, have to basically build from scratch, it's not a big deal. It's not going to take me a long time. If I could do 3 in an hour and a half, I can do 1 in half an hour. So when those days come about, I'll just do that extra page, add the pictures. So now we're on to the second day for this video, so day 26. And this one I decided to go with blues, and I didn't have some of our Christmas light bulbs in blue left cut apart, so I'm going to take a few minutes and cut those apart. Usually what I did was every day I would take about an hour and I would just cut a whole bunch of different files. But where I'm getting sort of like at the end, at this point I had 7 days left, and I'm like, just cut the files that you need. So when I got to this part, I just kind of stopped the video and cut those apart, and then I had cut some of the, poinsettia apart. So at this point where I'm so close to the end, I'm just cutting the files that I need. But next year, definitely, that is going to be one thing that I'm going to do. My prep work is going to be to take quite a few files and just an hour a day put an audiobook on. I used to put like a movie on, but I find when you have to look down and you're trying to watch a TV show or a movie, you kind of miss a lot of what's going on. But an audiobook, everything is listening, so I'm okay looking down. So I find the audiobooks the perfect thing to do when you're trying to do, little things like, fussy cutting. So one thing I'm going to do this year, just so that, I'm kind of ahead of the curve next year, is I'm going to write down in my agenda, start your December daily on November 1st. So that means that I have to do my prep work at the end of October. And then, so I'm going to put that there, gather up your supplies at the end of October, and then cut your digital files start in October. And even if at the beginning of November, I do an hour and a half or whatever, the very first week, then I should be okay, right? I should be okay and have tons of digital files cut, but I'm going to cut a lot of digital files apart. And that should make my December daily of 2022 even easier. So every year I take what, kind of gave me a little stump, like made it a little harder for me to get my December daily done. I take that and I improve it for the next year. But I am one of those people that if I don't write it down, I don't remember it. So I'm going to write it down. Talking about writing down, I'm going to remind you again that if you have ideas of different pictures that we can take during December, put them down in the description box below. I'm going to compile a whole bunch, all those ideas, and then I'm going to put it out in a file form that I'm going to put on my Facebook group, and that's going to be linked in the description box below. Join the Facebook group. You can just print that off, and then every day you can look at that list and say, today I'm going to take these pictures, and it's going to take so much of that pressure off. You have a list. You just, and not only that, maybe it'll give you ideas of things to do during December, Sometimes I'll, get to a certain date and I'm like, oh my gosh, I should have started my baking a long time ago. Because even though December 1st gets here, life gets in the way, and, other things gets in the way. And then all of a sudden it's December 15th and you're like, darn it. I wish I would have done that at the beginning of December and I wouldn't have so much to do. So that list is going to do so much more than just pictures to be taken. It might also be a to-do list. Just because my original plan was not to glue everything down, but kind of do it like I usually do my page kits and just throw it in there, I am so glad that I did this part, that I glued everything down and added some embellishments. I'm definitely going to add way more, not maybe way more, but I'm going to add more embellishments. But this is going to save me so much time. So that is definitely going to go on my to-do list. Do your foundation pages, glue everything down. That's going to be sort of my little tip for next year to not forget, because I wouldn't say I have a bad memory. I really have a really good memory, but I just have so much that I'm doing that I need those lists. I need to know what I need to do, and then I just follow the list. And I'll put stuff like, make sure you have enough 3x4 cut apart, or maybe cut some more, not 3x4, but 4x6, and maybe cut apart more die cut sheets, the 3x4 and the 4x4 and the littler boxes, because I am loving those, like the little box that's above my Christmas gift. It just adds something different, and make more pockets with the sequins. I used them all up this year, so I need to get those done in my prep work. I don't know if you noticed at the beginning of the video, but towards the end of the pages, what I would do is when I would choose colors, I would go through my piles, and if I knew I was doing 3 pages in this session, I would decide, okay, I'm going to do a blue, a pink, and a red, or whatever the colors, and then I would right away start choosing 8 pattern papers, or 4 4x6 and 4 3x4s, and then that way I didn't have to do that process more than once. And then I think in the coming pages, what I did too, knowing that there was a blue coming and a red coming, when I would cut apart the 2x2s and the 3x3 squares, I would cut them up all at once. So then I'm taking out my cutter only once, and I'm cutting 2 sheets of whites, and then 1 sheet of red, and a sheet of green that I'm going to need for the next number. And I think when you take stuff like that and you start kind of batch making them, it saves you a lot of time. So that is definitely something I'm going to write down on that piece of paper. When you do the pages, decide right away, the 3 colors you're going to do. Take out the 4x6 you need, the 3x4, and then cut the cardstock right away for all the pages, and then you'll be able to get through those pages much quicker. And I just want to say, it's not that it's a race. It's not that you're trying to get, the pages as fast as you possibly can. It's time. Life demands so much of our time. So if we can efficiently use our time, we're going to get so much more done. So for me, I always try to find little tricks that I can make my time a little bit more efficient. So let me know in the description box below, do you do your foundation pages, or do you every day, in the month of December, do you go upstairs and do you do that specific day, or do you try to plan ahead? But that's it. That's going to complete those 4 days. And then we have one more video where we're going to do the foundation pages. And then in December, we're going to add the photos. And then we're going to also have the stories to talk about. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.